Yeah. Says I'm live. I'll find out if this is true. Oh, it says I'm live. Ah, good. Chat up. Hello. Pull up my chat over here. Okay. Good. Everything is good now. Hello and welcome to the Grand Festival. Oh, there's a little drone. I just realized that that's... When you're taking a picture, you're using the drone. This isn't the camera. Oh my god, I thought this was the camera. No, this is just a little, like, lens to look through. When you're taking a picture, you're using the drone, which is why you can turn it around and face yourself. Like, that is because it's a drone. I mean, you can see the drone here too, but still. Wow. Okay. Just suddenly realizing things about the game. Before I want to start, I just want to say, look, there's Splatsville. There's the rocket from the campaign. There's the special stage that we'll be on the last day. Equipment-wise, I have been really enjoying the Dead Ringer. So I'm gonna... Or is it Dead or Dread? I think it's Dead. No, it is Dread. Never mind. Dread Ringer. So I'm just gonna hop in and get rolling. Yeah, like, look at this. It's because it splashes two separate splashes. So you can go and, like, kind of flick it for more coverage. I'm gonna do some tricolor, I think, later in today's stream. I'm gonna start with just open, because pro is just not as fun. I don't know what happened. Like, I used to enjoy playing in pro more. I don't know if it's just that I'm worse now, but I don't know. It feels like you're not doing anything, you know, when you're in pro, because it's like a loss feels like you just wasted time. So it's like open feels more useful than pro as a result of that. So I'm just realizing now, I think this hat's done. It's too late. I can't get out of the match queue. It's fine. Yep, there we go. Battle time. So I'll do at least one battle with this headgear. I'll see if I can switch after a little bit. That's supposed to be Anomalocaris. Anomalocaris. That's so cute. Alright. I'm gonna try to get out. Oh, I got one. They just had 3 on me. No! Oh, I was hoping to splash them. Alright, I'm gonna jump to here. Which is a slightly risky play, but it seems to have been fine. Oh, I got 2 of them in that process. No! No! They got up. I couldn't back up because they missed me, and then I was just like in their ink. I would like to be able to get back out there, but my team is just fighting them instead of like pushing forward or anything. Which, like, I guess, you know, fair enough, but like when the enemy team's moving as a unit, like, I feel like it's usually better to like split them up. No. Like, we're losing so badly right now. Like, this wipeout might be enough to save us, though. Alright, I got like a little bit more from my thing. Okay, that wipeout saved us. Hello, hello, hello. Oh. Also, I hope people like my little stream layout that I made in the like 30 minutes before I started. I'm just playing solo. I'm just solo queuing, but that is awesome. We stan someone who wins their like 100 X's and like whatnot. I swear never won one. So I swear to you, I would be bad luck. Like, I don't know what it is. It's just one of those comes, and I don't know if it's just like I choke every time or my team chokes, but somehow I lose every single one. Like, I don't know if I'm a bad luck charm, but there's part of me I'm like, oh, I want to switch to see, because I think this hat's done. I don't want to spend forever like just, you know, adding stuff to this hat. It's done. But then I'm like, oh, but if I switch gear, I lose my team because I didn't hit change gear and go. Alright, I'm just gonna same strat I did last time. Just gonna try to get out there. Woo. I got him. I can't believe that worked. I made him waste his... Oh my god. He wasted a booyah bomb on me and didn't kill me and died. That was impressive. Unfortunately, this is a mirror match because I'm green. Whoa. That was the best observation I've made in a long time with booyah bombs. I'm always just like standing there and then suddenly one appears and I'm like, oh, well, I guess I'm dying now. I was like, I die if I don't go through this. That's honestly one of the best things that I've learned about the Reef Slider is because I've never really used it much. After like, I don't know, I switched to using Booyah Bomb a lot when I got the golden arrow spray. But like, there's a point at which I was like, I don't know, like with this one, it's like you just get the Reef Slider, like you don't have options beyond it. At least with this bomb, you know. This is the kit I've got. Ouch. No. I think they won that. Just barely. I think they won that. Yeah. But it's okay, because I think this was a mirror match anyway, so it's not a bad loss. But now I can see about fixing my headgear. Yes, my hat is done. All right, what are some hats I got? I'll switch to that. Boop. 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 Oh no. I am a present defender. No! Oh, they vacuumed behind me, and so when I tried to use my thing, I just immediately was sucked up. That sucked. I was like, oh, sweet, I'm behind them now. I can... You know, I didn't kill them while I was getting behind them, but I can kill them now that I'm behind. Nope. Whoa! 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 Nope. Oh, I managed to hit them. No. Honestly, I think one of the things that they need to do... I wasn't even in it. One of the things they need to do, I think, for future Splatoon games is they need to make it so that it's easier to get optimized gear. Because I have never played Splatoon 2 or 3 enough. I didn't play Splatoon 1 very much at all, but I did play it a little bit on my brother's Wii U. But I have never had a piece of gear that I managed to get all of the chunks that I wanted for it on it. Because it takes so much. It takes, I think, 60 chunks, and it takes forever to get any chunks in the first place. So it's like, I don't know, it's like, I feel like the almost the level curve for just getting optimized gear is so steep. It's such a hard thing to do. And it's like, I wish that was something that was made easier. Because it's kind of like Pokemon, you know, back in like Gen 4, like Gen 3 and stuff, getting optimized items, optimized move sets, stuff like that was so hard. Like, I never did like the Battle Tower in Gen 4 much. I never did the Battle Frontier much. I just thought it was not fun because it, like, to get to the point where I had a team that was optimized for it was so exceedingly hard. I feel like that's kind of the spot Splatoon's been in, which is like, you know, optimized gear is sort of the meta. You know, you want to have optimized gear. But if you use partially optimized gear, you either are relying on RNG or you are guaranteeing that you will get kind of like the wrong thing. Like, it's almost guaranteed you're not going to get what you want as that last spot. So even if you wanted to just try like, oh, I'll use chunks to get 2 of the things and then I'll get the 3rd naturally. Like, that's not a thing you can really do. So you're kind of stuck in this spot where it's like, okay, do I use a thing to get like a heightened amount of, or a heightened chance of getting this specific thing on the end? Well, if you're using that, it lasts a set number of games, but you're not leveling up every game. So you're not getting those chunks every game, so it just feels really inefficient. Like, I got this thing and now I just wasted it to get like 1 or 2 chunks, and I'm not even guaranteeing that that's going to be what spawns, you know, on my thing, because it's still RNG. So I think that's kind of the next direction Splatoon needs to go, is sort of ease of access to the meta. Because it's a game where it's like, yeah, there is skill to it, but to get what you want or need for competitive play takes either so much time that it's not worth it to most players, or it takes... well, no, honestly, that's it. It's just it takes more time than it's worth for most players. So it's like, why would you want to play that way? Why would you want to play in an optimized, meta-friendly way when it's just going to take so long? Candy corn. No! Keep whipping. No, I was gonna use my thing. Oh my god, I got all the way into their base and my team did not get a chance to even get back to the middle. Alright, GG's. Unfortunate. I was like trying to get into their base so that I could use my reef slider to just like explode like a big portion. And I was hoping my team was making it forward, but they did not. They did not make it forward. That's okay. I'm gonna stop. Kind festival. I will say, Splatoon 2 had the better Final Fest ink. Like the Final Fest ink in Splatoon 2 was one team was gold, one team was silver. That looked so good. Here, this is just like, here's another high contrast color, but now we put some like sparkles in it. But like all of the Splatfests in Splatoon 2 had sparkles in them, so like this doesn't feel as fancy. It's just kind of like, I don't know. I don't like it as much. I got one of them. Right, I'm gonna jump to this guy because the middle is less safe right now. No! I didn't realize there was one behind me. Unfortunate. But yeah, they need to make it easier to farm chunks, I think. That's kind of like the spot I'm at right now as far as my view of how to make Splatoon better in the future. No! You're chasing me. I didn't know you were chasing me. Alright, again, they just appear behind me every time. Alright, I'm just gonna focus on cleaning up our base a bit. Making my way back to the middle. Did we recover at the end? It looks like we might have. Yep, okay, just enough. So I've empowered my bomb. I have defense against bombs. And I've made it cheaper to use my bombs. Yeah, I think these ones it's just a radius increase. I think another thing Splatoon could possibly utilize, and I don't know how much this would add, but I think it would be a fun little thing to throw in, is I think that every weapon should have a quick melee, or like you should basically just get a quick melee that doesn't cost ink at all. I think that would be nice. Because like there's just circumstances where like you run out of ink and you don't really have anything you can do before you die, and I think it would be nice if you could like, oh well, I'll just throw out a quick like before I die, and you know, maybe do something with that, like even if it only does like a tiny bit of damage. Because like I think of like, you know, this weapon doesn't kill with like 2 full splashes, you know, you have to hit twice with at least 3. Like you have to hit with at least 3 of the things, which is at least 2 throws. Alright, I'm just gonna go. Alright, I had to make them gang up on me, which is helpful. Why did that get used facing this way? This is only offensive. Like, there's no enemies on this side. Why would you use it not towards enemies. I'm so confused by that choice. I got 2. Try to get here and then bail. Whoa. Hello, hello. How's this doing? Oh, that's a strong one. I'm realizing I had a 10x battle and I don't remember if I won that one or not. Oh well. That's fine. But yeah, I think it does seem like Salmon Run does give you a good bit of chunks, and I just haven't played that enough. So maybe that's part of my issue, is that I'm not playing enough Salmon Run to do competitive well. To kind of get back to my topic of like, oh, I'd like to see it easier to get chunks. So like maybe that's on me. But at the same time, like, I feel like games these days are so skewed to favoring the people who play nothing but that game for so long. And it's kind of the problem with live service games in general, is that it's just like, it's play to win instead of pay to win, but the play is a lot of play. So instead of paying money to win, you're paying time. Which, like, not everyone has that luxury. Oh, I was trying to get them. Because it's like, it's one thing to say like, oh, well, like there's the skill gap that comes from, you know, things like just needing people to play them to get good. That's one thing, and I don't think that's a problem. Like, obviously, the more someone plays a game, the better they should get at it. But I think that when aspects of the game are heavily gated by hundreds of hours of gameplay, I think that's just not good game design for a multiplayer game. And a lot of live service games are developed in that way right now, where it's like, oh, well, to be meta, you're going to have this and this. And it's like, well, how do I get that? Well, you play the game. And it's like, okay, how much? And it's like, well, it usually averages like 2 hours per 10th of that thing. So it's like, okay, so 20 hours of gameplay, and I can finally have one thing. And it's like, yeah. And I feel like that's so many games these days. And like, I feel like Splatoon's no different in that way. Like, it's kind of in that range of games where it's like, oh, well, how do I get chunks? It's like, well, you level up gear. How much time does it take to level up gear? Well, it's like, I don't know, like to fully level up one piece of gear. To fully level up one piece of gear, it's like, I don't know, 30 minutes. All right, how many chunks do I get? Well, as many as it can have, so up to 3. It's like, okay, what are the odds that I got the gear stuff that I wanted? Low. But it's okay, because you'll get another 3 chunks after you know... And it's like, up to a certain level, you could definitely win with, like, unoptimized gear. But when someone, like, is playing with really optimized gear, like, you're just not going to be able to overcome that without a huge skill difference. And, like, they've tried to balance it more by, like, oh, there's nothing that increases your damage. But even the stuff that increased your damage didn't change the number of shots to kill. It just meant that, oh, if you had maximum damage across all of your things, like everything you had was increasing your damage, it won't take less shots to kill, but if they've stepped in ink at all, it will, type of thing. And like, yeah, that's fine. But it's just not as... I don't know, I feel like it's just not as fun when it's like, here's a raw disadvantage you get for not playing this game every day for like 3 hours a day. And it's like, that's my main mindset around like, oh, like, I don't like battle passes. Even unpaid battle passes, I don't really like, because it's like, oh, you didn't play the game for an hour a day, every day for a month? Guess you're not getting this then. And it's like, why? Why does it have to be so, like, so much time investment just to be able to, like, enjoy the game? That, especially if you, like, paid money for it. So it's like, I think that's, like, the next direction that, like, Splatoon needs to go, is kind of, how do they... make it more enjoyable, or not even more enjoyable, like, how do they lower the barrier for entry into competitive play? Like, how do they make the meta more attainable? Because, like, a lot of games can just say, well, it's the meta is just skill, like, you just have to have skill to be able to do it. But Splatoon has gear that makes slight modifications to it, and it's like, if once the meta starts being like something you have to grind for, then, you know, it's just not going to be worth it for more people. And so someone could be good but not be able to play competitively because they just don't have the time to put into like the meta. And it's like, I don't know, it's like, it's one thing if it's like, oh, you need to like play the game to unlock certain things, like certain characters or certain gear, like that stuff, it's like, yeah, sure, whatever, I get it. But when it's like aspects of things, like, oh, your stats, you don't have the good stats, so how are you gonna win? It's like, well, how do I get good stats without playing forever? It's like, you just don't. No! switching to a little bit grindier of a kit. Not grindier. A little bit long range of a kit. We won that one pretty handily, I think. Yeah, I think the Splattershot Pro is really nice on this map, because it's like, this map really favors like things with longer range just because it's very stretched. I feel like the Dreadringer is way better if you've got like space. You know, it works well on like spacious maps. This is a little closer quarters, a little tighter, but also longer. So more of the time you're fighting for cover, you're fighting for the high ground and reach, and I feel like the Dreadringer was struggling a bit with getting the reach factor. And then I think the other thing is I want this game to, I want the ink to be more visually conveyed by a lot of the specials. Like, I get that it would make them way stronger, but if they look stronger, they should feel stronger. Because that's one of like my #1 complaints. Like, if you use, especially the Booyah Bombs. Booyah Bombs are so easy to like not get as much out of them as you would want. So it's like, how do you make them more worth it? Well, if the ink is touching it, you should be inking it, you know? No, I didn't realize that there were two things going off at once. Go this way. Ew. Gross. And why are you on Team Future? With a name like that? Isn't the whole thing about being conservative, being like, I want things to stay like, you know, as they are. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like, that's what conservatism is. So why would you care about the future? I feel like you would want the present or the past more. You know, you'd want to return. Like, that's the whole thing. Is like, If you're a Trumper, you want to make America great again. Again, that means that it's not great now, and you want to go back to how it was before. You're on the wrong team, bud. Got you again. No! No, I didn't want to fall onto them. Bro's running base Splatana Wiper? Okay. Just, I don't know, I feel like not a lot of people like the Stamper. Like, that's why when I play Splatana Wiper, I play the one that has Tenna Missiles. Even though, like, you know, Tenna Missiles are a bit cheesy and, like, a lot of people don't like them because of that, like, you know. Is that a win? That looks like a win to me. Get wrecked, Trumper 24. Your name sucks. Which one were they? Like, what was their kit? I'm curious what they were running. Trumper 24 was an arrow spray, okay. They only got 1 kill. Dad 617 and King E-Dog. Okay. What a team. I'm glad that our I Am Groot did way better than Trump 24 because they were our golden arrow spray guy. I feel good knowing that our arrow spray arrow sprayed theirs. Okay, future again. Yeah, this is another, like, this map is like a long map. So I'm hoping this one, I haven't played with this gun on this map just yet today, but I'm hoping that the philosophy behind picking it for the last map holds true for this map. Get out of here. think we win that. We just like held the middle ground like a lot of that game. Yep. All right, I'm almost to an hour. Once I hit an hour is when I'm gonna switch to doing some tricolor. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really curious what changes they're gonna make post Splatoon 3. Like, because they've said that this is this is a trilogy. And so we're getting to the point, like we've wrapped up the trilogy. Where does Splatoon go from here? You know, like what's the next step? And I think one of the next steps is again like making the meta more achievable, making the game as a result more competitive. Like I think having an increased focus on competitive play, on having a competitive circuit like they've had, you know, for Splatoon 3, to be fair. I think they're gonna continue to kind of buckle down on those aspects. I think a lot of people have complained about the map design of Splatoon 3. I think there's going to be a shift in map design philosophy if they take the fans, you know, opinions at all. I could see them changing their map design philosophy to make the maps just more fun to play, rather than, you know, making a bunch of maps. It's like, it's a Tetris piece, it's a line, like, type of things, because those are like the #1 complaints that you'll hear from Splatoon fans is like, oh, another Tetris piece. And like they did a good job with some of the later maps in Splatoon 3, but I feel like that's going to continue to be like a running theme. All right. See, and that was not a good spot for that to hit because of how this game handles Booyah Bombs. And I think that's silly. I think Booyah Bombs should be better. I'm surprised that worked. Oh. How do I get to there? I see a spot that's not very inked in our base. It should be a little more inked. Yeah. No! I didn't realize they were there in time. Oh, and they took mid. Oh, that's bad. Alright. Let's try to recover this. Sorry, Wigglefort. Not happening today. Again, they just jumped me. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, I don't think we can recover in time. Jeez. We threw. We threw. Like, we had mid for so long, and then once they took it, like, my team just never recovered. I felt like I killed a lot of them a lot of times in short succession, and I think that's partially because they had someone who was running Tacticaler, but yeah, I got 10 kills. Look at that. I got 5 times, but still. Okay, another bomb strength. Or no, that might be bomb ink reduction. Nope, maps and modes updated. I guess that's a good time to transition. Which mode I'm playing. So I'm just gonna get my prizes. Like, I think, this should give you way more chunks way more often. Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to do the full price. I was like, oh, I have a new one to do, I can do it. And then I was like, oh, wait, no. Real quick, I'm going to run to the general store, get my catalog levels. I think it's like a couple. Yeah, it's mostly money. Lobby. Okay, so these are a little more open. Tricolor's random. Trying to debate, would this be useful in tricolor? I'll try. Tricolor! Yeah, I still think that the Grisco weapon should be in normal play too. Like, they should legit just make them a prize for like the big runs. Just like, oh, you did a big run and you got, you know, any of the rewards, then you will permanently unlock this big run's Grisco weapon or something like that, or like, and then afterwards they just appear like in the normal things. Alright, so I'm on defense. Two people named Octoking with the exact same gear. Whack. Just gonna fall back. Shoot. It's bad. Wait, one of the Octo Kings disappeared. Bro, you're the same person. Uh-oh. I think we lost that. I died like right in the last 10 seconds and we were pretty close. I think Past is gonna beat us out, yeah. That's unfortunate. Okay, they're not the same gear, but almost the same gear. Okay, I don't think this was the weapon to go for. I think I was struggling to get defensive kills. So I'm going to switch to something that kills better. I'm just going to stick with this Splattershot Pro, see how that goes for me. Like, look at how much ink is in that explosion, and look at how much it leaves behind. I feel like that's not... It doesn't feel like enough. And similarly, if you hit a wall with it, it inks the wall, not the ground. If you hit the ground with it, it inks the ground on a wall. They should just make it like a sphere, and if things are in it, it makes that like a swirling pattern of ink. Bruh. Green team, we're on the same side here. That's the other thing about like tricolor battles is like they just don't like it's like the other team never considers the fact that they're like on your team. If you're on the attacking team, like yeah, you're two separate teams, but you're the same team. Like, what is that? Fam, we're together on this. Like, we are the same team. It is, in fact, actually better to have both of the teams get at least one of the signals. Because only one of us has to beat them. No! I mean, we won, so. Green was just playing, like, way too aggressive. Like, it's basically, on this, there's two teams. Attacking and defending. And the attacking team has friendly fire for half of it. Like, you can hurt half of your allies. That's basically how that mode works. But, like, people will constantly just, like, play so aggressive about it. It's like, don't play so aggressive. You don't need to. But yeah, I think one of the other things that they're gonna do as they move on in Splatoon, like make the next games, I think is going to be focusing on customization, because this game really does heavily focus on customization, but at the same time, I think they're gonna take it further. You know, stronger character customization tools. You know, maybe like you get to pick a secondary color that your character will always have, you know. No! No! Bam! The signal. Why are you inking? Jesus. Okay. Well. Yeah, I shouldn't have jumped. Okay, I think we still won that. Yeah. Defense is like the stressful mode on that. Weep. Weep. But yeah, I think there's a few directions I see Splatoon going. One, higher resolution inks. Because, like, obviously, you don't think of the ink as having a resolution, but it does. Like, the way the textures work, I think that's going to be a visual upgrade in some ways, but it's going to be more than visual. I think they're going to also make the ink more physics-based. I think physical and higher resolution ink is going to be one thing. I think, I hope that the future of Splatoon is higher tick rate for the server. Because if you didn't know, Splatoon 1, you know, obviously the game plays at 15, or at 60 FPS, but the server tick rate, oh, I hate that part of the map. I always realize too late that I'm like jumping to my death. One. We traded. But yeah, so Splatoon 1, the game played it at 60 FPS. The game played at 60 FPS, but the tick rate on the server side was 30. So, you know, only 30 times per second would the game determine if someone died. Would the game determine if ink had landed. We are not defending well. My god. So guys, the signal's the most important thing in this mode. Green sabotaged them with a little fizz bang. That was a slight sabotage. Yeah, my team won by far. But yeah, you know, so Splatoon 1, as I said, like 30 ticks per second. Splatoon 2 is 15. Splatoon 3 is also 15. On the server side, this game will only determine if someone has died 15 times per second. That is part of the reason that starting in Splatoon 2, and this was a thing in Splatoon 1, but because all of the weapons are projectile based, but especially starting in Splatoon 2, it was not uncommon for you to accidentally, or not accidentally, incidentally, die at the same time that you kill your opponent. Because you will have hit them client side, but server side it has not yet decided that they died. There is 4 times as big of a gap. There are 4 whole frames in which you could hit someone and they could die. And similarly, there are 4 whole frames that they can hit you and you can die. But the game will not have yet decided that either of you has died. So it's like, you know, I'll kill them, and 3 frames later, I would have died. You know? But because of how the game is programmed, or rather, I kill them at frame 1. You know, 3 frames later is the next tick. In those 3 frames, they hit me and I die. So we both die. And that's kind of like the spot you wind up in. We're in a normal one. Or we're in a triple mirror. But like that's kind of like one of the #1 issues I feel with the feel of Splatoon's on the Switch. Like, there's just this big issue where it's not uncommon for you to both die. And that's just because, like, normally it in Splatoon 1, it happened sometimes, but like it wasn't as common. Get it, boys. Yes. Huge. Gotcha. Gotcha. But yeah, I think that upping the tick rate will make the game feel better. I think, ideally, my ideal is that we either go back to 30 FPS, or not 30 FPS, 30 ticks per second with the next game, or we jump all the way up to 60 ticks per second, keeping the game at 60 FPS. And we just go crazy with it. You know, it's... You die frame 1. They die frame 1. I think that would be fine with me. We crushed them. But yeah, I don't know. I think that would just be a really fun way to approach Splatoon. Is like one of the quality of life improvements, just being higher tick rates, server side, to better improve just game feel. I think it would be fine to up it back to 30. I think ideally it would be 60. But I would understand if there were server side reasons they didn't want to do that and they would rather keep it where it was. Yeah, that's not an issue. But, or not keep it where it was, but keep it, improve it, but keep it where it had been, I guess. I also hope that they would, for the menu areas, up the FPS to 60. Like, I get that it's fun to have them be so pretty that they look great, but they only run at 30. Like, that's fine, I get it, but I would love for it to be the same, because it's always so jarring. Like, I think that the Grand Festival area is just beautiful. I think it looks great. I think it's one of the like prettiest areas in Splatoon. It's such a fun hub, and I'm happy that they did it. Like, I think it's great that they did it. But I don't know. I just think that it would be nice if they, you know, were able to marry the visions, because, you know, again, the Grand Festival area is so cool. It's an awesome hub. I love it as a limited time hub. But, oh boy, would it look a lot nicer if I didn't leave a match, go back to it and go, oh man, the frames. Frames are gone. Every time. That's a safe spot to land now. Land straight over here. No. They got one. Unfortunate. Alright, I think I helped reduce green enough. I'm hoping that was enough to save us, but I don't think it was. I think green ended up winning. That was a tight one, though. But hey, we're all on the same team. This is a mirror match, so it is what it is. I'm gonna switch to I don't know what shoes right now. Boop. We'll go with Angry Rain boots. Sure. Let's see how this one goes. Well, again, all of us. Present only. Ooh, I should use my normal wiper. Alright. No! One of them snuck up. I was like, oh yeah, I'll jump to a teammate. We're all in the middle. Yeah, I definitely prefer normal Splatana. That's what I'm gonna definitely switch to for future ones. Because I think the Splatana would be fun to use on this. I just don't think this is the Splatana to use. Especially because I just don't like this special at all. Not my favorite. Do I use that? Or do I get really wacky and use something I definitely normally wouldn't, which is a sniper? Let's see how this one goes. I'm not great on snipers. Okay, we're all present again anyway, so it's fine. It doesn't matter. We're all the same team. Alright, so far this is going not good. Huge. Almost had them. Gotcha. Got two of them in those last seconds. Not good on snipers. I figured this would be more fun on defense than offense. But you know, it's a random chance that you get one and not the other. So I think definitely not the one to use. Especially not this one. I think I might enjoy it more if I was on like a splatter scope. E-liter's just way too slow for me. Let's try this. I've never listened to the sounds that makes. There's little guys over there. Oh, this is an actual match too. Just wanna jump back. I think so. Ah, I didn't realize how close I was to them. This is a smaller map. Yeah, no one was nearby. Guys, we need to, like, group up. Like, we're way too spread thin right now. No. Oh. I realized too late what was going on. Uh-oh, they win. They win. Past overtook us. Again, like this game mode isn't hard. Like I think Tricolor, there's a lot of strategy to it, and I think not a lot of people play with that strategy in mind. And like the strategy is literally just defend a mid if you're on defense. That's it. Like that's all you have to do is defend mid successfully. And people just get overzealous, they overextend, they go way into the other team's bases, and they forget that they're on defense, not offense. Like, they're thinking like they're supposed to be attacking the other teams. It's like, no, you're just supposed to be defending against the other teams. Like, just focus on that. I'm gonna do one more. I think, and then, start winding down for the day. present mirror, or are we actually on another real match? Of course I lose the one that's not a mirror. I hope that's not one of the other attackers. I wonder if I was actually doing any damage with my melee strikes there. Ow. Whoa! Yeah, we're just getting stomped right now. Does have to be orange team. Alright, I'm just gonna try to get us like more of our base. Yeah, that was bad. Neither my team nor the other team really were getting any footing against the mid. And see, that's the thing. They defended mid. They didn't even push very far in. They did push on occasion, but they like only pushed a little bit in. And that's how you play that mode. Like that's honestly, they were playing very optimally, and they just outplayed us. Do I have any things? I do. I have one. I have one thing at general store. Alright. So let's just roam the Grand Fest a little bit. I think I'm just gonna go to the main stage. Aha, I'm wearing shoes again. Now I don't leave little footprints with toes. But yeah, like see this 30 FPS. I think what I would love to see from the next Splatoon is that areas like this also run at 60. Because, like, realistically, I think they can. Alright, I'm just gonna... How do I go down? Oh! Phone mode. How do I go down? There we go. Okay, here, I'm gonna reset that. There we go. That's where I'll leave that, and then I can just hide. There we go. This is gonna be what I end the stream on. Let's just be some of this. But you know, I think this is the coolest concept they've had for, like, oh, what do we do for the final Splatfest? I think Grand Fest is amazing conceptually. I think it's very fun. Just the idea that it's like one gigantic concert that has like the other idols. I think it would be even cooler if like a future Grand Fest style thing had the other bands, like the bands that we hear but that aren't the idol groups. I would love to see some of them like in-game playing at concerts. I think it would be so cool. Like honestly, even like do that for a normal Splatfest, is like have the other bands make guest appearances so that they come out, they play their set, or like they play one of their songs, and then like the idol group comes out and plays one of theirs, and like kind of like an opening act kind of deal. But you know, don't make it like a true opening act where it's like, oh, you missed them, you missed Dead Fish, oh, you missed I don't know, Kelp Bros Extreme. Like, I don't know, like have stuff like that. I think it would be really fun. Like if every so often they're just like, hey, so-and-so's playing, and then like every Splatfest they could be like, this band is playing. This band you've heard songs from in Splatoon for years, that's right, they're playing today on this Splatfest. And then, you know, just like do that. Like maybe make it like the first day only they're playing, or the last day only they're playing, or something. But like have guest appearances from the other bands. I think that would be so cool. It would be way more work. Like, don't get me wrong, because they would have to choreograph. You know, they'd have the one song that they have always choreographed, and for every Splatfest they would have to like choreograph a different band playing a different set of songs, or like different songs. But I think that would be really fun, and then they could end with their final fest where it has all of them playing the songs that we've seen them play, like their sets, on, you know, this kind of a stage, you know, and have them rotated, have the idols come in, come out. I don't know, I think that would be a really fun concept. It's like, I think there's a lot of things Splatoon can do in the future that they haven't done yet, and I'm really excited to see if they try to do some of that stuff, when they do that, how they do that, what their plans are for the series. I don't know, I said a lot of this during the big run as well, like the, you know, last big run before Grand Fest. I just think that, you know, a lot of people look at Splatoon and they're like, it hasn't done enough new. And I'm like, there's a lot of things they could do that would be new, and I think a lot of fans would appreciate. I think the band thing leans into world building, because people love the Splatoon world building. So I think that would be like a really big one that a lot of people would be hyped for, is just having other bands that aren't the idols just show up for a Splatfest. Super fun concept. I think making competitive easier to access is, from the gameplay standpoint, something that would be really nice. Like, just the ability to more easily acquire the chunks you want would be awesome. Like, even if they just had like a chunk shop where you could go and you could buy chunks with in-game currency, I think that would be a great option. Because that would also put more value in the currency, because while you can buy clothes, this game removed the need to buy weapons with the currency by adding the like licenses for the weapons, which work differently. And they kind of function as their own currency, and it's one license per weapon. And it's like, okay, now that you've removed that, I get that they added the general store to be another place to spend currency, but like, if you don't care about decorating your locker a lot, you're not going to the general store for anything more than to like check your like battle pass kind of thing, your catalog. So it's like, I don't know, I think a really good way to sort of expand on what Splatoon offers is to make it so that you can just buy chunks with currency and then apply chunks to gear as usual. Because then it encourages you to have it gives you a new way to use the currency in game. It gives you easier access to competitive play because it's easier to get chunks and to optimize your gear. I think that would just be like a huge step forward for the series to make it so that it's just easier to do those things that, you know, obviously a lot of people would want to be able to do. Trying to think what else would be nice. I think I'm trying to think of like other aspects of the game that aren't heavily focused on. I think a big one, table turf was underutilized in this game. They made it a big selling point and they barely did anything with it. Make table turf another game mode. Because, you know, we have single player. We have multiplayer PvP. We have multiplayer PvE. Give us multiplayer PvP, table turf, and table turf ranked. I think that in its own right should be a thing. I think that people should be able to play against random people in table turf anytime they want to. I get that lowers the pulls for the other things, but I think people would appreciate the ability to do that. Or, other option, remove table turf from the game. And I'm sure, you know, anyone who really likes table turf is like, what are you talking about? Why would they remove table turf from the game? Here's my thought process on that. You remove table turf from the game, you make it an app. You make it a game you play on your phone. It's a spin-off of Splatoon now. Instead of being a side mode in Splatoon that not many people are playing, it's something you can do on your phone instead, because when you're out on and able to do stuff on your phone, you're not able to play Splatoon in most cases. So it gives people something Splatoon related that they can do outside of playing the main game. One option that's nice for it is, you know, it's fast. It's a short game mode, so playing it on your phone, you know, works well. It's a good portable game. I think the other thing they could do with that is up the presentation, making it more lively, more fun, you know, just a more polished experience to make it like an actual product people would want to play. And then, you know, make it so that you can get cards just by playing the game, but also have it so you can buy card packs, have a wider range of cards, maybe make cards that are stages. And you can you can play a stage card to increase the size of the board by adding a portion of like that stage to the board or something like that. I think that, you know, there's a lot they could do in those sorts of ways to just amp up what Splatoon is, because I think Splatoon has come so far since Splatoon 1, and I think Nintendo accepts that they are one of their mainstays now. I would love to see them get just some extra focus in those regards. I could also see, and this would be a really silly way to do it, but I could see them doing a Pokemon Go style Splatoon spin-off, but they already have Pokemon Go, Pikmin Bloom, like, that's 2 games that they're working on with Niantic in some capacity. Primarily it's Pikmin Bloom for Nintendo, and obviously the Pokemon Company has Pokemon Go, but I could see them adding something to that effect where you're trying to control turf. But I would love to see them do more unique things with Splatoon, I think. Not necessarily Mario plus Rabbids, but, you know, taking that sort of original Mario plus Rabbids direction where it was like an XCOM style game. Splatoon XCOM. Awesome concept. You know, obviously you want to keep normal Splatoon. I think they would love to, people would love to see Splatoon more heavily featured in games like Smash, games like, you know, Mario Kart. I think Splatoon has the market power now, where it's really earned more side content, more spin-offs. I think other things that would be nice, and this was something that was really overhyped when it was announced, but a Splatoon anime would be awesome. I think Nintendo needs to get more willing to have other things made. I could see them making a Splatoon movie with Illumination, but I would much rather see like an anime or a show for Splatoon. They had a manga. The manga, a lot of people are like iffy on. I think it's fun. I think it's cute. Just like more stuff like that. More wacky content that features Splatoon. I think the game is genuinely one of Nintendo's most marketable things. And I would love to see them like really lean into that and do way more with it. But I've been rambling about that for like 15 minutes or so. I don't know. So I'm gonna head out, but thank you so much if you joined me live or after the fact. Either way is cool with me as long as you had some fun. That said, I'm gonna go do human things as humans do, and you probably should too. So again, thank you so much. Goodbye. I'm gonna head out. If you have Splatoon 3, please check out the Grand Festival and take part in the Splatfest. It's fun. You know, it's obviously too late to sign up if you didn't sign up for the Splatfest, but you can at least enjoy what is going on right now. I don't know what happens if you don't sign up for a team. Do you have to sign up for a team if you play during the Splatfest? I don't know. But yeah, go have fun. Have a blast. It's great. Like, legitimately, I enjoy just sitting here and watching. Because it's like a concert in game, which is really fun. But yeah, I will see y'all next Wednesday, assuming I stream. We'll see. I definitely want to do some Pokemon Violet, because the new regulation I think is going to be better for some of the more recent teams. So I definitely want to play some in the new reg. Yeah. I will see y'all. Thank you so much. I'm leaving now. Goodbye.